bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Good afternoon to you and yours. It is The Bottom Line at 100.7 The Score, TSportsNetwork.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Jeff in for Choice, who was in for either David Collier or Craig Wells, and Craig Wells was in for Jamie Lint. The reason we're doing the in for him and out in this is all because of Big 12 Media Days happening tomorrow. But all that means for us is we also get to hang out with Taylor Beadles today. Welcome back, Taylor.
What's up? It's been a while.
It has been a minute since you have been here.
Yeah.
Last game day?
I think it was even before that. It was a game day, but I don't remember which one it was. But
you have lots of thoughts that you need to express. We will give you those opportunities. We'll also give because you
building
are
up
our resident football expert. Like, you actually know. Like, we can all think we know. And this is for the audience as well. We all think we know. You know what you're looking at.
At least some of it, yeah.
So we can pick your brain and get some thoughts about how things have gone for the offseason, what you expect to see for Red Raider football coming up. Lucas White across the way, sliding slides. And is it double L's back there? We got the double L's. We need a better nickname for them. But that's where we sit right now. It's the double L's when they're together.
Okay.
When they split up is when things get interesting.
Okay.
Get your thoughts in on the 8th Learning Center chat line, TSportsNetwork.com, or on the 100.7 The Score mobile app. You can also hear us on Fox 34 News Now, Sudden Optimum Channel 9. Wow, suddenly a name I haven't thought of in forever. And over there, 34.2 as well. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel, streaming live for free, because why would we charge you? That would be rude. It would. So let's start off with, since you haven't been here at all, how have you been? What have you been up to? Because we're all curious.
I've been good. I've been off. I'm a teacher.
Yes.
My job has changed, and yes, but I've been off. I'm teaching some summer classes now, but yeah, it's the first summer that my daughter hasn't had to go to daycare, so that's been interesting.
Uh-huh.
So there's been lots of just us looking at each other and, so what are we going to do today type stuff.
A lot of trips to the park.
Yeah, lots of trips to the park. Yes, yeah. I have spread out, typically we'll order groceries and pick them up and that kind of thing, but it's you know what? That's something that we can do.
Sure, you can do that every day now. You make
exactly.
A quick trip to dinner that day and use that.
We're basically living like Europeans. We're going to the store every day just for something to do.
There is an element of that I kind of subscribe to.
Mm-hmm.
I try to go and get stuff for a week, but there is definitely the days on my way home from work. I'm like, you know what? A quick stop at the grocery store, and I don't have to worry about dinner today.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, we do a lot of that. And but yeah, I was like you said, I haven't been on, so I was navigating all the transfer portal, the basketball season, the Sorsby situation. There's so much that has happened.
There is. You have picked the wrong time not to be here, really.
I know.
We also found out before we got started that you have been enthralled with the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
So I have some World Cup questions that we will get to later. We're also going to give you an opportunity to get those thoughts out on the basketball team and kind of put your bow on the season. Let everybody else ask you some questions about that. And I'm going to go ahead and warn you and everybody else. There is an outrage factory getting built.
This is good. I didn't tell you when you were previewing the outrage. I am going to the Rangers game on Friday.
Oh, nice.
So I can kind of can all of your
and take
bottle up. Yeah.
Excellent.
And I'll scare my friends.
I'm even willing to concede one part of my outrage factory as being a little needy.
Okay.
However, I'm still making the argument, but this is an outrage factory that is being built with brick, mortar, and, oh, by the way, rebarb inside of the brick. And it's going to have wood framing inside. We're putting a roof on this factory. You are going to be able to do whatever in this building you want to do when I get done with this factory. because I am so mad at Major League Baseball and the American League All-Star team that I could spit. And I'm talking like into this microphone and at people because it is, I understand parts of this, and I'm not getting into it now. Also, for the record, I still do, the fact that every team in Major League Baseball gets an All-Star. As a fan of a team that has only ever had one All-Star at times.
You are historically pro participation trophy.
Yes.
So.
Well, for an All-Star game,
just kidding.
Every team, every fan base can wait for their guy to make an appearance. It gives everybody a reason to watch when your team's not any good.
Yes. Or
even when you're watching the Stars, you're like, hey, that's my guy out there. And that, I got no issue with that.
Yeah.
I also have no issue with expanding the rosters to 50 if it means that you get all the All-Stars there.
Yeah.
But, we're building an outrage factory later today. And it's not just Davis Martin. I want to make this very clear. ESPN, like, across the board, there are a lot of places pointing at Davis Martin should have been an All-Star. For the numbers he has put up this year, for everything he has done.
Is that former Red Raider Davis?
That is former Red Raider Davis Martin.
That is not a name I have thought about in a long time.
And for a very long time was second in the American League with ERA on the year, and he was tied for second with wins up until this past weekend.
Okay.
Now I think he's tied for third.
Okay.
So it's not like he's undeserving, and I've got bullet points of people who should not be going that have taken his outrage factory coming.
All right,
little hints, but we still have the normal things to get to. We still got your headlines coming up where we tell you all the news and notes of everything going on. One of the big things we're going to get to today is Big 12 Media Day starting tomorrow. What we expect to hear from Texas Tech, what we expect to hear from the Big 12, who we're wanting to hear from other than Texas Tech and the Big 12, going to be coming up today as well. We'll also discuss what we expect to see for the Red Raider football season, because there's a football game going to be played that first week of September. While we expect it to be a thrashing, what do we expect to see and how do we expect it to go is something we're going to get into today. You've got to tell us what your thoughts on the basketball season and the entire end of the year with the transfer portal. We may give an update, too, because I believe they had a signing over the weekend. Which is good because, players is nice at this point.
We do need some of those, yeah.
I was getting a little nervous. Really?
I'm still nervous.
I was getting, finding the panic button nervous, and we're not even getting started yet. And, who else? We're also going to get to a question of the day, tell me I'm wrong, and your fact of the day, all the normal stuff that we would normally be getting into. But if there's anything that you want to join us in on or steer us in a direction of, let us know on the 8th Flooring Center chat line. TSportsNetwork.com or the 100.7 The Score mobile app. You can also give us a call. Lucas will be the first voice you hear on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. Headlines and a quick bow on the Red Raider basketball season from Taylor, who has not been on the air since football season, guys. He's got thoughts. It's coming up next on 100.7 The Score in the bottom line.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It is the bottom line, the 100.7 The Score, TSportsNetwork.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Just got the strangest question.
Oh, dear.
I think I've been asked on the 8th Flooring Center channel. And I'm going to explain why I think it's the strangest question. Because I don't understand where it's coming from with the way it's asked.
Okay.
And I feel like the connotation that's being asked with.
Okay.
And that it's a part of this. So I could be completely misreading this. And if I am, texture, feel free to tell me I'm reading into this wrong. What makes you think Tech wouldn't have played him had the story not broke? If the story hadn't broke, as in we didn't know about it.
Like Cincinnati. Or Cincinnati knew that just it wasn't out.
So now we're not playing people that haven't done anything wrong.
Just in case they do.
In case they've done something wrong. Look, when do I think, if you want to ask when do I think Tech found out about it, the rumor I heard from a couple of different sources was it was like 2 weeks before it broke for everybody. And Taylor, who suspended Texas Tech? Who suspended Brendan Sorsby?
Texas Tech did.
Right. And when did that happen? Like, as the story broke, but it was an immediate.
Yeah.
It wasn't a, humming and hawing. It was, he's suspended, he's going to treatment, and now we're working with things. That's what makes me think that they wouldn't have played. Like, that's when I think they found out, is 2 weeks before we did. That's why it's a strange question. And if I'm misreading it, again, feel free to clarify where I'm lost, because now we're not playing people that haven't done something wrong. Because newsflash, if the story doesn't break, no one knows about it. So there's nobody to say that he can't play.
Yeah.
Last time I know it's strange. I know it's strange. But the last time I checked, you were innocent until proven guilty. And there hadn't been even any allegations of... Am I wrong?
No, not that we knew of.
I mean, it turned out that we're wrong. Sure.
Yeah, right.
But at the time, just asking questions.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Okay, so speaking of Texas Tech and the Red Raider football team, I'm sure you've looked at the Texas Tech football schedule.
I have.
Where do you see the Red Raider schedule landing as we sit today, with a question mark at quarterback for minimum 3 games? Listen, Joey McGuire can tell me till he's blue in the face that Will Hammond is ready to go for week 1.
He is.
Okay. He can do that. I am accepting he is saying that. I believe nothing that comes out of his mouth, his offensive coordinator's mouth, when it comes regards to the starting quarterback position at Texas Tech until game week.
I believe that Hammond will play every game as well.
And that may be great. Like, listen.
So I'm just saying, when going into the question, that's I also
you were expecting him to play, sure.
Yeah.
I have seen too many times where there was a quote unquote quarterback battle, and then we get to game week when we get down to brass tacks and we have to make what do we hear immediately? Oh no, he was always going to be our starter. I don't know whether that came from you were the one that said it.
Yeah.
I have you on tape. Did you forget? Listen, I have no issue being lied to. Oh, in a press conference. None.
Yeah.
Okay. The injury reports, the severity of things, wink and the nod is all I need, and I get it. I don't want them to have to give more information than they absolutely need to on any given topic. I am never going to ask for what's the actual game. How are you actually going to attack this guy so that they can defend against it? No. That's just dumb. They're not going to answer that question. Totally get it. But when it comes to the quarterback position, I trust it's Charlie Brown's Charlie Brown's teacher. That's what I'm hearing when he starts talking about a quarterback. What do I know from what I've seen from Joey McGuire on the quarterback position? He likes quarterbacks who have Division I experience. That's his favorite thing. That is his, ooh, look at me, I have a quarterback with Division I experience. Think Tyler Shuck over Baron Morton. It's sometimes about talent, but his favorite thing is experience over talent. As we sit today, I am not expecting Will Hammond to start game 1. I don't know that I'm expecting him to start until week 3. I also don't think you need him in week 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So where all of that being expunged upon by me, we're going to let Taylor talk now and answer the question that I asked him 5 minutes ago. Tech's record as we sit currently.
It's hard to find a loss.
It is.
Like I think TCU at home is tricky, and that's nothing to do with the stuff on the field. It's all just past demons. Like games against them, they're just always weird in every sport, honestly. And like if you just play it straight up and you take the logos off the helmets, like Tech wins that game. Should easily. But in my mind, knowing that it's Texas Tech versus TCU, it's a little scary.
And it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And there's going to be, and listen, I remember the Baylor games the Saturday after Thanksgiving for years.
Yeah.
When it was home and home. There was nobody in those stands.
Yeah.
And you could be looking at an undefeated season and everybody could be hyped and ready to go. That is going to be an empty stadium on Thanksgiving night.
Nah, not if we're undefeated.
If you're undefeated, If you're undefeated at that point, let's assume you've got a spot locked up in the Big 12 championship at that point. All you're playing for is pride. There's still the Thanksgiving break for the students to go home to. There's still families here. They go to Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, wherever for Thanksgiving, and then come back. There's the fan bases here that go to the Cowboys game for every Thanksgiving game. There's the locked in for all of that, the deal with family coming in that you're not going to be able to get away from. Like, there's so many negative reasons that this football game is going to be empty.
It's not going to be empty.
Like, it won't just be me and you there, but it's not going to have a full.
It will not
be full.
It will not be sold out. Well, I mean, it may technically be sold out.
They're butts and seats.
But I think that as long as the season goes according to plan, so you're at one loss or you're at no losses.
Sure.
Attendance for that game will be just fine.
I hope you're right. I do. I really, really do.
I think this fan base has shown that if you provide on the court or on the field, we show up.
That, to their credit, yes. If the product on the field or court is worthy of having a fan base there, they show up, and they show up in droves.
Yeah.
And something I have said in a very positive way about Tech fans, they are loyal to the Red Raiders.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the Red Raider football team or basketball team or baseball team or softball team or tennis or whatever. They are not cheering for anybody other than the Red Raiders.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which Red Raider it is, that's who they're cheering for. So, to their credit.
Yeah.
There are some fan bases that only go if their football team's good.
Yeah.
Or they only go if their baseball team is good. Or and it's only their baseball. If basketball teams stink, if basketball team's good, they're not going.
Yeah.
Women's sports kind of the same way. When women's hoops is good, fans are showing up.
Yeah.
And we've seen that from time and time again, that when it happens, it's great. But they support the winners for sure.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And I'm not being critical in that aspect.
Yeah.
How do you think this offense is going to look with Will Hammond as the starting quarterback?
I think Will Hammond is incredibly talented.
Okay.
And Mike, whenever I talk about Will Hammond, I always say the same thing. So I may have said it on here before.
Oh no!
But we
have forgotten.
Will Hammond makes the hard stuff look easy and the easy stuff look hard.
Uh-oh.
And so but you take that.
That's an Elvis Andrews thing.
But I think you take that.
And we loved Elvis, but.
So let me ask you this, because I wrote something this week about Hammond, and I was kind of shocked to learn this. How many dropbacks do you think Hammond has had in a Texas Tech uniform?
Are we counting when he's in the deep snap and gets the ball as a dropback?
Everything. Like how many, basically pass attempts, how many pass plays, like pass plays has he been a part of?
I'm going to guess somewhere around 100.
Oh, see, it's not even 200, and I would have guessed more than that. Like, I was surprised. It's like, this is a more inexperienced player than I thought. And that kind of goes into, we can talk about it more on the other side, what I think about him, and then the offense going into the next season.
We got a question today first.
Oh, yes.
And that's on the way. And we're going to let you ask it, because I've been asking a lot of questions, and it's unfair for me to totally demand all the answers. It is the bottom line on 100.7 The Score, Double T, sportsnetwork.com.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It is the bottom line on 100.7 The Score, Double T, sportsnetwork.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. It's time for Jamie's question of the day.
Time now for Jamie's question of the day on 100.7 The Score. Brought to you by someone not named Jamie and presented by Connecticut of West Texas. Life's hard, your water shouldn't be.
All right. I have a question.
That's good.
And it's something that I've been thinking about and kind of discussing with some of my friends. Kind of like what, because honestly, the World Cup may be my favorite sporting event. And maybe it's kind of that it only comes around every 4 years, and maybe it's because it's in the summer when nothing else is, typically in the summer when nothing else is on. And I honestly like it more when it's in Europe because you can start watching early.
Okay, so I'll get it.
Like you wake
There's no
up,
anticipation. Like
you can just wake up.
Right now.
Yeah, you can wake up and there's a game on.
Okay.
But anyway,
You're wrong, but no, go ahead.
Part of too, like as an American, what makes it interesting is this is one of the very few sporting events that you go into it as a rooting for an American team that is not a favorite. And so I guess really my question is, do you prefer this, rooting for like an underdog American team, or, like in basketball, or, because I think the example, like baseball.
Do you prefer this or men's basketball in the Olympics?
More so, like more broadly, because like to me, I feel like if you're talking about honestly a lot of Olympic sports, anything that is kind of we're talking about the Team USA, so I'm talking like Summer Olympics, and that includes men's basketball, women's basketball, the events that we typically dominate. Like I don't follow baseball very closely, but it seemed like you were the favorite. USA was the favorite going into the World Baseball Classic last time, and it was disappointing not to win. And so I would include that in there, or more like hockey and soccer, where you go into it as kind of a plucky underdog, and let's roll the dice and see what happens. And so like, do you like going into like the Olympics and how much is the USA basketball team going to beat, this other nation by, can we get to 60, 70 points? Or is it like, we may not win, but we're going into it with a chance, like soccer and hockey.
We got a chip in a chair and we belong here, but we're not the favorite. No, I get you what you're asking. Okay. So the short answer for this is both.
Okay.
With one caveat.
All right.
And that is, I need guys to root for.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, even on the super teams, there's a guy on the roster that I'm like, that guy needs this. And I'm just throwing this out there. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, those guys didn't need the gold medal in '92.
Okay.
The guys at the end of that roster did. Right? And there were reasons to root for them. Now, we knew who the stars were. For sure, 1,000%. When it comes to the young plucky teams that are trying to make a name for themselves, that's fun to root for, to see them grow up and see them take the learning experience and how they apply that going forward. In 2002, you kind of had a similar situation with the men's team, where, hey, look at these guys. We're starting to we're kind of playing relevant soccer around here, and then poof.
Then you don't even qualify a couple cycles ago.
Yeah, and it's so it goes through the cycles of it. You want to see the team get built, you want to see the team have success, and then you want to see the team dominate. It's all stages that I enjoy watching, as long as it's not, and for the record, this is how it would have been this year at Tech. Had Sorsby been your starting quarterback, there would have been holding my nose a little bit.
Yeah.
I was going to be rooting for him. Kind of. I mean, yeah, him over anybody else, but I wasn't going to feel great about it.
Yeah.
If I was rooting for a team that was full of, I don't know, guys that beat their wives in the NFL. It's my team. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But they're still my team. And I prefer having the guys on the team that I can root for. And if they've been the young plucky guys that build up to the being dominant guys, that's even better for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question or not, but I feel like I did.
That makes sense to me.
Hang on. Lucas, or double L's, if you guys both have answers.
Just to go off of Taylor's question about the World Cup, for me personally, it's more about the young, talented players, as opposed to like a specific country that I root for. Obviously, I'm gonna root for Colombia as the my national team to do good, but I also enjoy watching Lamine Yamal play for Spain. I like watching Mbappe play for France, watching David play for Canada. I like watching these high-profile players Holland, obviously, for Norway, and they aren't a high-ranked national team. They're still in the top 20, but I appreciate how one player can take a team. Like, I consider Norway, they were big underdogs yesterday against Brazil, and Holland came out there and scored 2 goals and proved that you can be a very talented player and play for a good national team. But I mean, he said before that there was a slim chance that they would beat Brazil, and they won. So I mean, it takes not just obviously Holland, but a team effort. So I appreciate the underdogs going out there, given it what they have, especially in a round of 16 or 8 or whatever. Because if you lose, you're done. So you go out there as the underdog, and you've got nothing to lose, and you go out there and you score 2 goals. That's pretty impressive.
I'll also add, it was a lot of fun watching Tech football last year.
Yeah.
Like, that was a lot of fun.
For sure.
Okay, go ahead for your answer.
Oh, no, I guess the reason I ask is because I don't really know. I mean, like, when I think about, men's basketball in the Olympics, that gets a little tiresome. Like, oh, they only won by 30. What's wrong? Or like,
sure.
It almost feels like, I think we've had this a few times where it's like they're so good at it, the best players don't even play sometimes. It's like, I'm actually going to sit this one out. There's not necessarily, and maybe this is like more of a soccer thing, but there just seems like so much passion behind playing for your national team compared. I don't know. It just seems it's just different. And so it's almost hard to separate the sport from my question. Like, it's hard to say, oh, I enjoy this more than that, even though I may not enjoy that sport more. I don't know. So yeah, I feel like it's a complicated question, but it's interesting to go into a sporting event like tonight. Like, Belgium probably has better, like I said earlier, top end talent. I don't know who's favored, actually. I should look that up. But like, it's almost kind of fun going into it, like the U.S. we got to play well. We got to take some chances. Like, we can't go in expecting to win. And so it's kind of fun to see that. Who is favored? Do you have it?
Money line USA plus 150, draw plus 240, Belgium plus 180.
Okay.
Belgium's ranked higher world ranking wise, but I think the U.S. are favored in tonight's game.
Okay.
Now, I'll also say this, and this is nothing against anybody that does enjoy betting. More people in the U.S. are going to throw $5 on the U.S. right now than would normally be betting on the U.S.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a heavy U.S. favorite, even if they should. It's kind of like the Cowboys effect.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are a +5 in every game that starts.
Right.
Not that they're actually a +5, but you have to make up for that +5 in the other side betting to get people to bet on both sides, because that's what the Cowboys fans are going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Like, it was when we went through not over-unders. We went through the betting odds when the Cowboys schedule got released, and I was within a point either way through the entire schedule, with the exception of like one game.
Yeah.
Of guessing what the odds are at that point.
Yeah.
Because it's the Cowboy factor.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
It should be 3. It's going to be 4.5.
Yeah.
And it was like 4. And
yeah.
I was like, aha, see, told you.
Cowboys, Lakers, Yankees, they all got it.
Team USA in the United States for the World Cup.
Yeah.
It is the bottom line on 100.7 The Score, TSportsNetwork.com. Some more Texas Tech football thoughts rolling in from you guys and from our resident football expert. He actually knows X's and O's. I know there are X's and I know there are O's. I also know that none of my exes want to talk to me anymore. It's the bottom line on 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
You do not get to tell me I am crazy. It's a waste of time.
Okay.
I already know. Been crazy my whole life. In fact, working here, you had to take a sanity test. And if you passed, you don't get the job. So, again, you don't need to tell me I'm crazy. However, you get to tell me I am wrong here. And this is about Texas Tech football with Big 12 Media Days tomorrow from the Star in Frisco. We'll be having coverage all day long here on 100.7 The Score and on Double T 97.3 with the boys on Tech Talk from Frisco. Gentlemen, fine listening audience. Texas Tech will be 12-0 in the Big 12 championship game this football season. Tell me I'm wrong.
I cannot. I mean,
That's crazy.
You're double-digit favorites in every game, right?
I haven't seen it recently. Like, I saw when it first came out.
Yeah, last I looked.
And that was also when Sorsby was your quarterback the last time I looked.
Yeah, I think I saw someone say, even with Sorsby gone, you still are double-digit favorites in every game. And so I think it would be stupid to say otherwise. You know, I mean, just think of what it took to get that one loss on you last year. Like, it was like a Herculean effort by Sam Leavitt and just like a total meltdown on your part, and you still should have won. Like, if you would have told me going into that game, you have the lead with under 2 minutes left, your defense needs to stop. Perfect. Win.
It wasn't pretty. It wasn't what we expected, but that's a win. Yeah, sure.
And so, I mean, and again, I don't think your defense is going to be better, but I think your offense is. And so I can't tell you you're wrong. As crazy as that is, that we live in that world, and as scared as that makes me, I cannot tell you you're wrong.
This is also a product of your schedule. There's not a team on this schedule that I go, ooh. I think there's BYU, Utah, could be oohs. Mm-hmm. There are teams in the Big 12 that I could go, I don't know that I feel great about that game, depending on where it's at, when it's at, all of the factors that go into it. There's just none of those on the schedule. Mm-hmm. There is no, and to anybody who's about to text this in, you can stop. I'm about to say it. There's no Texas and Oklahoma on the schedule. Mm-hmm. And that would be a huge difference maker when you're talking about going 12-0. Yeah. And it would be a huge difference maker what it means to go 12-0. But 12-0 is still 12-0 with regards to what you're looking at. I don't know that it's insane with what you have in front of you that it's 12-0. Now, after the Sorsby news broke, I was in a different place. Mm-hmm. I was a lot down in the dumps. I was looking at a team that was probably looking at 2 or 3 losses. Only because you didn't have the answer at quarterback. They're talking about Will Hammond being ready for week 1. I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting him week 3 or later. How healthy is he? But you also have a really good defense.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to rely on your defense to win. And by the way, three great running backs.
Yeah.
You should be able to handle your non-conference schedule with those 3 guys.
Your linemen on both sides of the ball are just so much better than everybody else in this conference outside of BYU. It's just ridiculous.
All right, Lucas. Texas Tech will be 12-0 in the Big 12 championship game.
Looking at the schedule, does look like they'll be 12-0, but I think they'll lose the game.
All right. Loser.
Okay, that's
Which
fine.
one? Which one are you looking at going, ooh?
There's 2.
You said 1 loss. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Houston or Arizona?
The Houston is an interesting choice because of how early it is. And because I am not sold on Will Hammond being ready to go week 1. I'm just not. And until he is their starting quarterback and takes the first snap in week 1, I will not be sold until that happens.
Yeah.
Everybody and their dog could tell me he's going to be ready to go. Hey, that's great. When I actually see it, I will believe it. And if he starts week 1, I will feel exponentially better about week 3. Exponentially better about week 3. If week 3 is his first start against Houston, who, as much as I hate to say this, is a lot better than they used to be.
I'm not scared of Houston.
I'm only scared with a fresh off injury Will Hammond offense, if that makes sense.
The only thing that scares me about that game is the stupid timing. Late West Coast Friday game is just stupid. I mean, we should have beat Houston by 60 last year.
Right. It's a little different, though. I mean, not a lot different, but a little different.
Yeah.
And it is a game that they're going to. This could be their Super Bowl. You are going to be playing 12 teams Super Bowl next year, and
which you were last year. To be fair,
sure. Well, maybe not BYU and Utah.
I don't know.
Maybe not Arizona. Well, probably not Arizona. Not Arizona. Arizona State for sure.
They were pretty upset. I mean, everybody had the tweets in the drafts about how much our roster costs, and they were ready to send off something stupid if they were to beat us. They were, but it'll look different. It'll look different this year. But like I said, I can't tell you you're wrong.
I've also said on the morning drive that I think Tech is going to 11-1, but I can't tell you what the one is.
Yeah,
because it's so hard to go 12-0.
And just like last year, we're like I kind of hated the schedule last year. Like I thought the team would be good, but I wasn't a fan of just like not only the games but the sequence of the games, and like all your hardest games were on the road. It seemed like at the time, and then once you got actually into the tournament again, I'm thinking of the World Cup. Once you got into your schedule, you realize like, well,
they're
Kansas State's not as good as we thought they were going to be. Arizona State isn't what we thought. I mean, they were still good. They beat you, obviously, but it wasn't. They weren't as good. Utah wasn't as good. Like you ended up actually avoiding some of the teams that you thought you were.
But I also think that Utah wasn't who we thought they were going to be because of what you did to them.
Yeah, but I guess my ultimate point is like we don't know actually what this schedule looks like. Like right now, it looks easy, but who knows? Like there could be like West Virginia could I think Rich Rod is a good coach. Like and they've turned over their roster a ton. Like
they had to.
Right. Like
they had lots of open spots.
Yeah, they may be good. Who knows?
Now as for the Big 12 championship game, who you're going to play? I don't know. Got a coin? We'll do like 4 or 5 coin tosses to try to figure that out, and any one of them could be right. College football playoff. We need a different coin.
I still think BYU is who we'll see.
That's who I'm rooting for.
I just think there are 2 teams that recruit at a different level, and it's us and BYU. But I think there's a third team who has a coach that can help them compete at our level, and that's Arizona State.
So you haven't actually been part of this conversation yet, I don't think. Is BYU the one team in the Big 12 you root for that's not Texas Tech?
No.
Okay.
I don't root for any Big 12 teams. I think it's good that...
You're not very nice, Taylor.
No. I think it's good that when Oklahoma State is good, like I said that earlier,
sure.
Because I think that should be a rivalry that we kind of try to foster.
Yes.
Because I hate Baylor and TCU to the point that... And they're like irrelevant. Like, I don't... Those rivalries do nothing for me. They just make me angry. Even when we win, I'm just kind of angry that that's who we're left with as rivals. I think Oklahoma State is a worthy rival. BYU is a worthy rival. Those 2 schools east of here, I don't care about. So, I guess
Oklahoma State is also a state-funded school.
Yeah.
While TCU and Baylor are not.
Yeah.
And that's a difference.
Yeah, for sure. And so I do not root for other Big 12 schools, but I think there are schools that it's better if they're good, and I am okay with that reality.
I like BYU. Like, if I wasn't a Tech fan and needed to be a fan of somebody in the Big 12, I'd like to think it would be BYU because they're just good people. Like, I have yet to meet that fan from BYU. They've had solid takes. Like when BYU came here for football for game day, there wasn't trash talking between the 2 schools. It was a lot of, hey, they can play.
Yeah.
And hey, they can play too. This should be a good game. We're ready for the challenge and see where it goes from here. It wasn't a, you guys suck and look how much money you spent. It was, hey, we know what's going to happen. There's going to be a war settled on Saturday. Let's get seats and watch.
They can't be talking about money spent either.
Well, no, I'm talking like everybody else we
right,
played.
yeah.
Like across the board.
Yeah.
With BYU, it felt different.
Yeah.
And I've also gotten that feeling across the board in other sports too. So it's the bottom line. Time for one more. including your fact of the day coming up next.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
That music can mean one thing and one thing only, that it is time for the most interesting fact of the day. The most interesting fact of the day brought to you by Dos Equis and the most interesting man in the world. Welcome back, sir. We missed you. Gentlemen, the most interesting fact is 7.
Like George Costanza?
No. Nope. There are Major League Baseball All-Star teams have been announced. And every team gets one All-Star, as we all know.
Woke.
Again, I am not one of those people that's upset that every team gets a player. I have enjoyed many baseball teams that only got one All-Star. And you know what? Sometimes they didn't deserve the one, but it let me watch the All-Star game and cheer for somebody on my team. So I understand why. I also don't care if they put the roster at 50 in order to get one from everybody and it's an exhibition game. I want it to be fun. Mm-hmm. Why does baseball work when football doesn't? It's because you're allowed to have fun in this game. You can do things in this game that you're allowed to do in a regular baseball game. It's a regular baseball game, but everybody's having a good time. Why? Because it's baseball. You're allowed to have fun playing baseball. But why is 7 the number that has me irritated? There are 7 players combined from the Toronto Blue Jays, the Kansas City Royals, and the Boston Red Sox. The Toronto Blue Jays are 6 games under 500. The Boston Red Sox are 8 games under 500. And the Kansas City Royals have not yet won their 40th game this year. The Kansas City Royals are 11.5 back of the Chicago White Sox. Why am I bringing that up? Because Davis Martin isn't a Major League Baseball All-Star team member. Listen, I am eliminating from this part of the conversation the starters that were voted on by the fans. I have zero issue with you voting in a good player from a bad team for a starter, which is what's happened with Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop for the American League All-Star team. Mm-hmm. It's also what's happened with Ernie Clement from the Toronto Blue Jays, who, oh, by the way, was the number 1 vote getter in Major League Baseball, which is why Ezekiel Durant is not an All-Star starter, because he wasn't even a runoff, because whoever had the most votes overall won. Ezekiel had the second most votes. Not an All-Star.
That seems weird.
It does. You think, hey, maybe we should, I don't know, listen, But so that takes care of the Toronto Blue Jays, and that takes care of the Kansas City Royals. Would you like to guess how many Kansas City Royals are on the All-Star team? Mind you, the Kansas City Royals that have not won their 40th game yet. There are 2. The starter, who was voted in, no issue.
That would be my...
And another one. Another one. How many Boston Red Sox do you think are on the starters for the Major League Baseball All-Star team? The answer is none.
Okay.
None. None.
Right.
None were voted in by the fans. So that means they need 1 player. That's all to cover what we need. They have a left-handed starting pitcher and a closer in Aroldis Chapman. Now, if you told me that either one of them made the All-Star team, I would have no issue. The Boston Red Sox need to be represented. Both of those guys, worthy representatives. However, they're on a bad baseball team. You only need 1. And then we get to the Toronto Blue Jays, who were covered, oh, by the way, with their starter at second base, who was the number 1 vote getter. They have 3 members. A starting right-handed pitcher in Ryan Cease, who's a really good pitcher, don't get me wrong. And Louis Varland, who is a great reliever. He is a great reliever. He is on a bad baseball team. And I hate to break it to them, we have mentioned 4 pitchers in this list.
I have noticed that.
Any one of them could have been replaced with Davis Martin. And this is not me just pounding on the Davis Martin fan wagon. I acknowledge I am a fan. I'm a fan because he was a Red Raider. I'm a fan because he's Chicago White Sox. I am a fan because he's having a phenomenal season. He's getting hosed. With the big end of the hose. Not the little end. He's getting hosed with the big end. This is taking away Ezekiel Duran, who could also have been a starter if some of these three teams only had one representative. And he was the second vote getter in Major League Baseball and couldn't make the All-Star team. Now, I am willing to concede Josh Jung's numbers aren't awesome. And if you want to make the case that his numbers weren't good enough for an All-Star team, I'm willing to listen. He doesn't have the power numbers. But he deserves to be there too. And I just named 3 teams that don't deserve the number of players that they've got in the All-Star team because they do not have the records, including a team in the own division, the Chicago White Sox, who hasn't won their 40th game yet. I am building the outrage factory over this with cinder blocks and concrete and mortar and steel poles through it to keep the brick up, and we're putting a wood frame inside, and this thing is going to be able to handle an F5 tornado and laugh.
I think that's good.
For this outrage factory. Could Davis Martin still be a starting pitcher for the Major League All-Star, or be a pitcher for the All-Star team? Yes, because there's going to be guys that pop out of this because they're pitching right before. Totally get it. Could Ezekiel Duran fill in for a guy who gets hurt between now and then? Absolutely he could. It could happen. But it is outrageous that the Texas Rangers only have one representative when they are one game back. In a bad division. I will give you it's a bad division. If it's such a bad division, why are there so many players?
Yeah.
The East is a decent division, but it's really decent because of 2 teams. The Boston Red Sox are not one of them. I want to flip over my laptop and throw it at somebody because they need to get hit by something hard. However, the laptop didn't do anything wrong.
When people talk about snubs, my favorite question is, who are you taking out?
I just gave you 5.
I know, but
I would.
So Davis Martin is in. Who's out?
I would take out Michael Wacha. I would take him out. I would take out Ranger Suarez. I would take him out. He's the guy from Boston. You could convince me. Is he the only twin? If he's the only twin, it's a different argument. He is the only twin, so the twins guy can stay. Because again, only representative.
Right.
I don't know. Either Cade. I probably would keep Cade Smith, the reliever from Cleveland. He is really good. I don't know that I'm keeping Parker Mesnick. I don't know that I'm keeping him over Davis Martin. Over Davis Martin. That's the catch.
Yeah.
This is not a situation where these guys aren't good. It's you have left meat on the bone for what he has done this year. And even go look at ESPN's story on this. If I'm biased, which I am on this case, wholeheartedly biased on this. ESPN's number 2 guy that got screwed, Davis Martin for the American League.
Wow.
This is... It's a good thing the music's playing. There will be a story shortly, and I say shortly later today because I've got to finish writing it, of I hate you, American League right now. I am cheering for the National League now until this gets fixed. This is 2 players for sure, and one that I'm willing to concede, but I'm going to put a third one on there that should be. And the Kansas City Royals, Toronto Blue Jays, and Boston Red Sox have 7 players. Taylor, thanks for coming in today.
Of course.
Thank you for coming to talk football.
Enjoyed it.
For the 2 L's, for Choice, who isn't here, Jeff McGuire, walk out the door. Really get out of the way for Tech Talk. Keep it here for ESPN Radio. It's Bottom Line, 100.7 The Score.
This has been the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 100-7thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.